In my previous life, up until the moment I died, I was still hoping that Levi Jiang would come to see me one last time. Levi Jiang, I'm very sick. Could you come to see me? Levi Jiang sneered over the phone. Rhea is pregnant, and our wedding is set for early next month. If you're still breathing by then, crawl over and attend. Just before the call ended, I faintly heard Rhea Chi's voice. Is that fool calling again to ask for money? When I opened my eyes again, the sunlight outside the window was bright. The sound of reading aloud rose and fell, as if from another lifetime. I felt the lightness of my body, with not a trace of the pain from illness. Looking at the familiar scene before me, I confirmed again and again. I had been reborn. Ring tilde 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 tilde. Luna Jiang, hurry up. The cafeteria has braised pork ribs today. The piercing class bell and Qin Ru's voice instantly snapped me back to reality. My dear Ru, it's so good to see you. I hugged Qin Ru tightly and burst into tears. You silly girl, what novel were you reading in class again? Hurry up and go grab some meat. Qin Ru grabbed me and we dashed outside. Wait a moment, a familiar voice came, and my body instinctively stopped. Luna Jiang, Rhea isn't feeling well. Bring some food over later, nothing too greasy. Turning around, I saw Levi Jiang patting Rhea Chi's back, showing concern for her while giving me an order. Hatred instantly flooded my mind. Seeing that I didn't respond, Levi Jiang turned to look at me. Are you deaf? Forget it. I'll go by myself later. I just need to take it easy for a bit. Rhea Chi said weakly. Don't push yourself. If you're not feeling well, don't move around. I'll have her bring you some food later. While speaking, Levi Jiang shot me an impatient look. What are you waiting for? Then, I'll trouble Luna with it. Ahem. Seeing the two of them being all lovey-dovey, I snorted coldly. Just wait. Levi Jiang, in this new life, I'll make you taste what real suffering is. The aroma of the food in the cafeteria was overwhelming. In my previous life, Levi Jiang took all my wealth and spent it lavishly on Rhea Chi. In the end, I was left scavenging for food in the trash. Looking at the array of dishes in the small window, I fiercely ordered 3 plates of meat. Are you really going to bring food for those two? Qin Ru asked me, exasperated. I'll eat by myself. It's been so long since I've had a full meal. I'm almost starving to death. I wolfed down 3 plates of meat and 3 bowls of rice. Qin Ru was stunned. Luna, why do you seem like a completely different person today? Qin Ru, congratulate me. I've finally come to my senses. In the classroom, Levi Jiang is still waiting for me to bring food for Rhea Chi. Seeing me arrive late and empty-handed, he instantly blew up. Where's the food? You knew Rhea wasn't feeling well. And you still came back so late. I chuckled lightly and met his furious gaze. Does she not have hands or legs, or is she dead? Levi Jiang paused at the sound, looking at me in disbelief. Luna Jiang, how dare you talk to me like that? You're asking for trouble. I walked straight to my seat and sat down. After cursing at me viciously, Levi Jiang quickly ran out of the classroom. Luna Jiang, it's all my fault. It's because I wasn't feeling well. Please don't be angry with Levi Jiang. It's all my mistake. From behind came Rhea Chi's soft, tearful voice and sobs. A few classmates, seeing Rhea Chi in tears, went over to comfort her. Luna Jiang, you're so petty. Rhea Chi isn't feeling well, and you're still being so harsh. Yeah, classmates should help each other out. Rhea, don't cry. Don't stoop to the level of those underachievers. These people are so good at flattering the high and stepping on the low, since you're all so eager to help. Please keep an eye on this delicate young lady in the future. Don't just trouble me alone. As I said these words, a flash of ruthlessness crossed Rhea Chi's eyes, and then she cried even more fiercely. Levi Jiang rushed over breathlessly, carrying a bowl of porridge. Seeing Rhea Chi in tears, he gritted his teeth and called out my name, Luna, as if he hated me to the core. Ring. The class bell rang, and everyone took their seats. My phone screen lit up, and I saw a message from Levi Jiang. If you have the guts, don't beg for my forgiveness. The teacher walked into the classroom holding a stack of exam papers. Class, first of all, congratulations to our classmate Rhea Chi, who has made significant progress, moving from 5th place in the grade to 2nd place. Upon hearing this, everyone applauded. Then, Rhea Chi, looking much healthier, stood up to express her gratitude. Thank you all for your encouragement, and I'm also very grateful for the teacher's hard work. Without Teacher Yi's patient guidance, I wouldn't have made such great progress. I will work even harder in the future. After finishing her words, Teacher Yi on the podium gave Ria Chi an appreciative look and then added, "This time, the top student in the grade is still Levi Jiang. If Ria Chi and Levi Jiang maintain their current performance, getting into Tsinghua University won't be a problem." Another round of applause broke out, and many students whispered among themselves, "Levi Jiang and Ria Chi, they're such a perfect match in talent and looks." There's another student who has made a slight improvement, and that's Luna Jiang. She climbed from a stable last place to the 5th from the bottom, which is a small step forward and deserves some recognition. A wave of laughter erupted. With her level, she still wants to compete with Ria Chi for Levi Jiang. She's completely overestimating herself. See if Levi Jiang even bothers with her. Isn't it just because her family has a bit of money that she gets to be in this class? Exactly. What's there to praise about being 5th from the bottom? She drags down the class average every day. It's so annoying. Sure, keep your voice down. Don't let her hear. Indeed, in her past life, Luna Jiang neglected her studies, with her heart and eyes only on Levi Jiang. As a child, Luna Jiang saw Levi Jiang as the only ray of light in her life. During the summer her mother passed away. When she was sad, he would make funny faces to cheer her up. When she missed her mother, he would hold her close and whisper, "I'm here for you." Once, while she was walking absent-mindedly by the roadside and nearly got hit by a car, it was Levi Jiang who pushed her out of harm's way. To this day, a prominent scar remains on his arm. But when did all of this begin to change? He clearly said, "Luna, no matter what happens in the future, I will protect you and never let anyone hurt you." He also clearly said, "Luna, I hope I am your one and only, and always will be." So, Levi Jiang, the Luna Jiang of the past life, did indeed see you as her one and only. How will you repay her for all the suffering you brought upon her? The laughter in the classroom continued. The teacher tapped the lectern a few times to signal everyone to quiet down. "Alright, now a few students come up and hand out the exam papers. Let's go over them together." Looking at the overlapping excess on the paper, I smiled bitterly. Fortunately, in my previous life, I had managed to get into Tsinghua University for graduate studies to make a living. When I shared the good news with Levi Jiang, he said, "You're too old for it to be useful," but now it seems quite useful. Every time Ria Chi achieved good results, Levi Jiang would give her gifts, including perfume, bags, cosmetics. Every time Levi Jiang made a payment, I would receive a text message from the bank, "Your supplementary card has been used for XXXX yuan." This time was no exception. The text message indicated that Levi Jiang had spent 100,000 yuan at a luxury store. A few days later, I saw the limited edition bag in Ria Chi's hands at her birthday celebration. This birthday celebration was a grand 18th birthday gift that Levi Jiang had meticulously prepared for Ria Chi, and the reason for my presence was to act as the one footing the bill, simply because Levi Jiang's supplementary card had insufficient credit. In my previous life, at this birthday party, I became the most insignificant presence. Levi Jiang casually said, "As long as you pay the bill this time, I'll break things off with Ria Chi." Without hesitation, I swiped my card. Thinking back on it now, it's truly pathetic. "So today, I'll see how you handle this." Ria Chi stood in the center of the venue, wearing a pure white gown, and announced her birthday wish with a face full of joy. "I hope Levi Jiang and I can be together forever." After she finished speaking, Levi Jiang's eyes welled up with tears. He stepped forward like a gentleman, wrapped his arm around Ria Chi, and kissed her tenderly. In an instant, applause, whistles, and shouts from the audience rose and fell in waves, creating an incredibly lively atmosphere. Oh my God, this is like the main couple from a novel stepping into reality. I'm done for, I'm done for. What kind of celestial couple is this? Here to torment me? Please, heavens, have mercy and grant me a handsome, wealthy, and talented boyfriend. Times. I watched everything before me with a cold gaze from a distance. The birthday party lasted until 11 p.m. And everyone was getting ready to leave after the festivities. Sorry to bother you, Mr. Jiang. The remaining balance due is 480,000 yuan. How would you like to make the payment? The hotel manager hurried over with a long settlement bill in hand and stood beside Levi Jiang. Hearing the voice, Levi Jiang finally remembered me. He looked around in the crowd, locked onto my position, and shouted, "Luna Jiang, come here." I made my way through the crowd toward him. Only hearing his disgusted voice in my ear, "So useless, you can't even handle such a simple thing." "What should I have handled, Mr. Jiang?" I said coldly. Levi Jiang pulled me over and whispered, "What are you doing? The banquet is over, hurry up and pay the bill." I looked at him expressionlessly. "Why should I pay for it? It's not my birthday banquet. Besides, the deposit for this completely unrelated birthday banquet was paid from my card. If you don't give me an explanation, I won't mind settling this by calling the police." "Luna Jiang, don't go too far. If this is about what happened last time, I can apologize to you. But if something goes wrong this time, you'll never see me again for the rest of your life." Levi Jiang tightened his grip on my arm, yet his expression remained calm and unruffled. "Levi, what's wrong? Is there a problem?" Ria Chi's voice came through. As soon as the words were spoken, the surrounding classmates all turned to look in our direction. "It's nothing, nothing. Just a moment." Levi Jiang said he wants us to split the cost. Before Levi Jiang could finish, I spoke up first, my voice loud and devoid of any emotion. A sudden silence fell around, and after a long pause, the hotel manager spoke up. "The remaining cost is 480,000 yuan. There are 36 classmates here today. If we split the bill, each person only needs to pay 13,300 yuan. How would you like to pay?" "What? That much? Oh my God, what on earth happened?" "Levi Jiang, what's the situation now? Are we not able to leave now?" Seeing the students voicing their questions one after another, Ria Chi quickly trotted over and held onto Levi Jiang's arm. "Levi, what's going on?" Levi Jiang didn't respond to her, just looked at me coldly. "Luna Jiang, don't you regret this?" He quickly took out a secondary card and threw it in my face, saying in a deep voice, "Luna Jiang, I apologize for what happened before. We're even. From now on, there won't be the slightest connection between you and me. I'll remember what happened today." Seeing Levi Jiang about to turn away, Ria Chi anxiously shed a tear and quickly grabbed his arm. "Levi, don't act on impulse. Talk things out properly with Luna. If the conflict between you two is because of my presence, I can really step back." I let out a cold snort, walked past Ria Chi, and went straight to the hotel manager to pay my share. "I've already paid. May I leave now?" "Okay." "Wait a moment. Luna Jiang, wait." Several classmates who are usually close with Ria Chi called out to me at the same time. "Something up, Luna Jiang. What should we do? There are so many classmates." "Yeah, Luna Jiang, the cost is too high. If my mom finds out, she'll kill me." I frowned and said, "Ask Levi Jiang." "What does that have to do with me?" "But you just said that you paid the deposit for this venue." "Yes, if we had known it would cost so much, we wouldn't have come." Yeah. "Enough." Levi Jiang roared with reddened eyes. "I'll handle it." He quickly approached me, his voice slightly lowered. "Luna Jiang, I can write you an IOU, and you can record a video. I'll pay you back this money." I raised an eyebrow. "Deadline, before the college entrance exams are over. I mean what I say." "Great." I immediately agreed. Since Levi Jiang has agreed to give me an IOU and promised to pay back the money before the college entrance exam, you all can leave now, I said, drawing out my words. Hearing this, the students in the room quickly scattered. Ria Chi looked troubled, standing not far away and sobbing. Levi Jiang walked over, pulled her into his arms, and said softly, "It's okay, I'm here." In the days that followed, I focused on studying hard. There were less than 4 months left until the college entrance exam, but for me, that was more than enough. Since the birthday party, Ria Chi and Levi Jiang don't seem as lovey-dovey as they used to be. Levi Jiang has paid me back 200,000 over the past 2 weeks, apparently by selling most of the things he had given to Ria Chi at a second-hand luxury store. "Luna, I'm actually a bit regretful that I didn't attend that spectacular birthday party. You finally made something of yourself," watching Chin-Ru speak with such excitement. I hugged her tightly and cooed, "My dear Ru, it's so good to have you." In my previous life, I never contacted Chin-Ru again after high school ended. She was so upset by my blind devotion to Levi Jiang that she went abroad, and we cut ties after the college entrance exams. Now, this feeling of regaining what was lost is truly wonderful. During the lunch break, the sound of Ria Chi's crying came from the corner of the hallway. "Ria, what's lost can be replaced. I'll buy you more in the future." "Don't worry, but Levi Jiang, those were all gifts from you. How could I bear to lose them? I know you're reluctant, but things are different between me and her now, so let's just take all those bags to the second-hand luxury store. We can get a good amount of money back. I'll do my best to pay off all the money I owe her before the college entrance exams are over. After that, we won't have any connection with her ever again." Ria Chi's voice grew even more tearful. "Can't you just apologize and show some humility to her? She used to be so attached to you and always went along with whatever you said." After hearing Ria Chi's words, Levi Jiang took a long time to respond. "Ria, right now I just want to pay off the debt as quickly as possible so I can be with you openly and honestly. Those bags were bought with Luna Jiang's money in the first place. But every gift has a story behind it. Levi Jiang, I really don't want to lose those beautiful memories. Then I'll find another way." The intense life of senior year is all about studying, with frequent pop quizzes that leave everyone breathless. Levi Jiang has been arriving late recently, always showing up at school with dark circles under his eyes. As for me, I've become the talk of the class due to my frequent high scores on recent quizzes. In every exam, I always finish my paper quickly, and my grades are consistently the top. Levi Jiang, known as the ever-victorious general, always finishes after me. In contrast, Ria Chi's performance is not as stable. After the physics test, Ria Chi ranked 5th in the class and was crying with her head on the desk. Her supporters in the class still comforted her thoughtfully. "It's okay, it's just a small test. You'll do better in the monthly exam in a few days. Yeah, your grades are so good, just be more careful with your answers next time. Don't cry," Ria Chi responded quietly. "I think I should ask Luna Jiang for advice. She only got the last bonus question wrong, but before, she didn't know anything at all. Haven't you heard? Luna Jiang bought the answers with money." "Oh my god, really? It must be true. Look at how fast she turns in her paper every time, as if she already knows the answers. There's something fishy going on." Listening to their reasonable and well-founded conversation, I walked over to Ria Chi and whispered, "Actually, I intentionally got that extra question wrong. I just didn't want to be too outstanding and make you feel embarrassed, especially since you're not as good as me in everything." Upon hearing this, Ria Chi's face twisted with anger as she glared at me resentfully. I let out a light laugh, then turned and walked away. Soon, another tense monthly exam came to an end, and it was time to announce the results. This time, to everyone's astonishment, I ranked first in the grade, with Levi Jiang placing after me, a full 12 points behind. Ria Chi had dropped to 6th place in the grade. Teacher Yi entered with the exam papers, his face grim. A student reported that someone in the class bought the answers. "I hope this isn't true." All the students' eyes turned to me in unison. "Exams are about fair competition. I hope that while you strive for good grades, you first learn to be honest people." "Teacher," Ria Chi's voice rang out clearly, "there's definitely no one like that in our honors class. It must be rumors spread by other classes. Our classmates would never do something so shameless. However, I still suggest that for the next exam, we prepare the test papers on the spot. This way, we can silence the critics and prove our capabilities." Ria Chi continued, "All right. Then I'll notify all subject teachers to start retaking the exams tomorrow with impromptu questions." 2 days later, Teacher Yi entered the room with a beaming smile and announced the exam results. First place, Luna Jiang, 746 points. This score is absolutely astonishing. Instantly, the classroom was flooded with murmurs, and everyone looked at me in disbelief. Quiet, quiet. Second place, Levi Jiang with 728 points. Third place, Chin-Ru with 715 points. 4th place, Ria Chi with 706 points. This exam was quite challenging, and Luna Jiang's results have astonished all of us teachers. We hope Luna Jiang continues to work hard. Instantly, the sound of discussion once again filled the entire classroom. Luna Jiang truly hides her talents well. She always used to be last in the class. It must have been an act, hard to say, but they say only a true master can perfectly avoid all the correct answers. Exactly, if she was really that bad before, she couldn't be this strong now. Who says otherwise? I turned to look at Levi Jiang and Ria Chi. Levi Jiang was still asleep, while Ria Chi had her fists clenched tightly, tears rolling down like broken strings of pearls. Levi Jiang, can't you just make up with Luna Jiang? Look, her mind isn't on you anymore. I don't want to talk about this. I'm exhausted every day now. How about I give you those bags, and you can sell them, then just apologize to Luna Jiang and make up. Look how she used to stick to you all the time. But now you two aren't even talking. She seems so lonely. No need, since you like those bags, just keep them. I'm already making money. As for Luna Jiang, there's no need to say more, actually. I've already started handling those packages. I'll transfer the money to you tomorrow. The next day, Ria Chi called both me and Levi Jiang out. Ria, Levi Jiang has something to say to you. Have a good talk and don't get angry. After saying that, she turned and left. Levi Jiang sat silently for a while before taking out his phone and transferring 200,000 to me. The bag I bought for Ria Chi before, she sold it, and it had the money I earned from working recently. Okay, for a moment. We fell into a dead silence again. Lately, I've noticed you've changed a lot. After a long pause, Levi Jiang spoke slowly. Yes, I've come to understand many things. I was immature before and always bothered you. I'm sorry, no need to apologize. I was also at fault. I'm actually quite happy to see how hard you're working to improve now. It's been a long time since Levi Jiang and I had a conversation like this. In the past, he always gave me orders. And I was always cautious because I was afraid of losing him. In my previous life, in order to get rid of me, he conspired with Ria Chi and made me lose everything. When I was seriously ill, I was left alone in the rental apartment. And only occasionally, when he remembered me, would he give me some money for medical expenses. Every time I faced him, it felt like facing a benefactor. He always looked down on me from a superior position. Now, such conversations make me feel disoriented. Levi Jiang. For the remaining days of high school, work hard and focus on your studies. You can pay me back the money later. After saying this, I turned and walked away without looking back, faintly hearing Levi Jiang's voice. Luna. I'm sorry. In the days that followed, I battled through a sea of various problems every day, and so did Levi Jiang. The only difference was that Ria Chi seemed to focus her attention on Levi Jiang and me, deliberately creating opportunities for us to reconcile each time. After another monthly exam, Levi Jiang and I maintained our stable grades as before, while Ria Chi dropped to 25th place in the grade. As if provoked, she screamed at Levi Jiang, "Isn't she stupid? I don't believe a fool can suddenly become outstanding. She must have used some shady methods. Levi Jiang, you have to make her fall in love with you again. You have to turn her back into that fool who only had you on her mind." Slap. Levi Jiang's palm landed on Ria Chi's face. "You are utterly unreasonable. You actually hit me for that, bitch." From that moment on, Levi Jiang never spoke to Ria Chi at school again. On the blackboard, the number counting down to the college entrance exams grew smaller and smaller. During breaks, more and more students came to me to explain the questions. Whenever there was free time, both Levi Jiang and I were surrounded by people. Everyone was actively preparing for the exams, while Ria Chi seemed to fade into the background, losing her vitality. During a pop quiz, after Ria Chi found out about my score, she screamed and tore up her own test paper. Luna Jiang. "What underhanded methods have you used?" Ria Chi said through gritted teeth. I looked at Ria Chi's face, twisted with jealousy, and chuckled softly. "Do you want to know?" Ria Chi's eyes sparkled as if she were about to uncover a secret. I leaned close to her ear and whispered, "The secret is, use your brain, Tilda, bitch." Ria Chi grabbed me by the collar and pinned me against the wall. Out of the corner of my eye, I saw Levi Jiang rushing over. "Enough. Levi Jiang pulled Ria Qi away forcefully. What exactly are you doing? What am I doing? I just want to expose this idiot's true colors. You came just in time. Don't you want to know the reason? How could she possibly jump from last place to first in the grade all of a sudden? Levi Jiang hesitated slightly. That's not important. What are not important? Levi Jiang, are you protecting her now? I advise you to stay away from this bitch, or you might get hurt without even knowing how you died. After saying this, Ria Qi gave me a vicious glare and turned to leave. Didn't you fight back when she pinned you against the wall? Levi Jiang suddenly spoke up. It's not important. In this second life, I've only come to understand one truth. Psychological pain is far more intense than physical pain, and that is still not enough. A few days before the college entrance exam, the school organized a quiz competition before the holiday break. The winner was the one who accumulated the most points, with more difficult questions yielding higher points. At first, the questions weren't very difficult, but as the competition progressed, the difficulty increased, and students took longer to answer. Those who exceeded the time limit did not receive any points. I, along with Levi Jiang and Ria Qi, fought almost to the very end. The only difference was that Ria Qi struggled exceptionally hard, only submitting her answers just before the time limit, with the last 3 questions remaining. Ria Qi quickly fell behind, while I consistently managed to answer just a step ahead of Levi Jiang. By the time the final question ended, I was the only one who had earned all the points. Although Levi Jiang provided an answer, he exceeded the time limit. For a while, I became famous again at school, with even underclassmen rushing to reserve copies of my class notes. Oh my god, that's Luna Jiang. I heard she used to always be last in class. Geniuses are just amazing. When they don't feel like taking an exam, they perfectly avoid the right answers. But when they do, they leave no chance for anyone else. Incredible, just incredible. She's the first one in our school to get a perfect score. Yeah, we bow down to the genius. In just a few days, I became the stuff of legends. What was even stranger was that Ria Qi also changed her usual attitude and started being unusually attentive to me. The holiday began, and the teacher reminded everyone to relax at home, prepare well for the college entrance exam, and not to stress too much. The day before the college entrance exam, Ria Qi called me. Luna, the exam is tomorrow. Let's go out for dinner tonight. Levi Jiang is also coming. Okay. A faint sense of foreboding rose in my heart. This meal was anything but simple. While heading to the appointment, I had also invited Qin Ru, during the meal later. Let's try not to touch the food on the table, I said, shaking the water bottle in my hand. Even if we drink water, we should only drink from our own. Are you suspecting? I understand. A well-known hole-in-the-wall eatery near the school, Ria Qi and Levi Jiang have already arrived. Qin Ru and I exchanged a glance and then took our seats. Qin Ru is here too, Ria Qi said with a smile. Boss, bring another set of tableware. Coming Tilda, the restaurant owner, brought a new set of utensils to the table and greeted us warmly. The moment I met the boss's eyes, memories instantly flooded back. Even if he turned to ashes, I would recognize him. This boss was none other than Ria Qi's uncle, in my previous life. After Levi Jiang took possession of my assets, Ria Qi's family also prospered. First, they bought a luxurious mansion for Ria Qi's parents, and then they opened a restaurant for Ria Qi's uncle. When the restaurant opened, I went to confront them, but Ria Qi signaled her uncle to lock me up. During that time, they even forced me to marry his mentally disabled son. Memories surged relentlessly in my mind, and the smell of food on the table churned my stomach violently. What's wrong? What's wrong? Qin Ru and Levi Jiang asked in unison. Large beads of sweat rolled down my forehead. I grasped Qin Ru's hand and said, I'm not feeling well. Levi Jiang picked up the water glass from the table, came to my side, and patted my back gently. Haven't you been eating properly lately? As he spoke, he placed a pill in my palm. You're a grown-up. Shouldn't you know your own physical condition? I stared at the pill in my hand, feeling a bit dazed. You still have this on hand. Force of habit. Thanks. I pushed his hand away. I have water. Ria Qi, seeing Levi Jiang's concern for my well-being, looked displeased but still smiled and said, Luna Jiang, I'll order some stomach-warming dishes later. No sooner had the words been spoken than a few unfamiliar voices were heard not far away. Luna Jiang. What? She's Luna Jiang. Oh my god, I've met my idol. Wow, senior. I can't believe I'm seeing the real person here. Several figures quickly came into my view, and before I could even speak, they began introducing themselves. People quickly gathered around me in small groups. And one of the underclassmen even clamored for my autograph. Seeing this, I turned to Ria Chi and said, "It seems today isn't a good time for a meal. Let's have this dinner after the exams are over. My treat." After saying that, I took Qin Ru's hand and stood up. Ria Chi rose to stop me but was pushed aside by a few underclassmen crowding in. As I prepared to leave, Ria Chi looked anxious. I noticed her hand clutching her phone hadn't loosened its grip. Soon after, the roar of a motorcycle could be heard approaching from not far away. The underclassmen still enthusiastically surrounded me, everyone calling out my name, and the crowd around us grew larger once again. I retreated outside the restaurant, the sound of the motorcycle drawing nearer. I turned to look in the direction the vehicle was coming from and saw the familiar face of the boss's foolish son. So this was her real intention. I shouted, "Watch out for the motorcycle." Everyone turned to look in the direction the vehicle was coming from. Great God, be careful. A figure swiftly lunged forward, causing the car to swerve and slide into the restaurant. Ah! A sharp scream was heard as Ria Chi's leg was pinned under the car, and her entire body was pressed against the wall by the vehicle. The restaurant instantly became noisy. "Quick! Call 120. The owner knelt on the ground, calling Ria Chi's name, trembling as he dialed the emergency number while scolding his foolish son. "You idiot!" The stressful college entrance exams were finally over, and textbooks could be seen being tossed high into the air all over the campus. Qin Ru, a few classmates, our teacher, and I all went together to the hospital to visit Ria Chi. "Don't be sad, Ria Chi. Your main task now is to rest and recover well. You'll have another chance to take the exam next year," Teacher Yi said, trying to comfort her. Yes. Ria, your grades are so good. You'll definitely get into the university you want next year. Several of Ria Chi's close friends comforted her one after another. Ria Chi lay on the bed with a vacant look in her eyes. When she saw me, her emotions instantly overflowed. "The patient needs to rest, so you should go back." Hearing this, we stood up and walked out. "Luna Jiang, I need to talk to you." Ria Chi's angry voice came through. Qin Ru looked at me with concern. "It's fine. Wait for me outside." Walking up to Luna Jiang, I spoke coldly. "Speak. You're really lucky, otherwise, it would be you lying here today." "Lucky? There were so many people there. Why were you so sure it was me? Or was I the target of this accident from the very beginning? I don't understand what you're talking about." I said in a low voice, "That cyclist is your brother, right? Your uncle's son. How did you?" Ria Chi looked at me in shock. "How do I know?" I sneered, raising my voice. "After being reborn, of course I have to be cautious about everything. If the police go to find your foolish brother now, what do you think he'll say?" Ria Chi screamed at me like a madwoman. "You bitch, why don't you just die?" "Ria Chi, does it hurt to have the stone you lifted fall on your own foot? How pathetic." "Ah, you bitch. I'll kill you." Ria Chi used all her strength, screaming at me while wildly waving her hands. "Luna," Levi Jiang's voice came through, "is what you just said true?" The hospital room suddenly fell silent. Levi Jiang was standing behind me, his expression sorrowful. No, it's not true." "Levi Jiang, listen to me." Ria Chi looked at Levi Jiang with a tearful voice. "Answer me." Levi Jiang pulled me close and demanded sharply, "What is the truth?" "You might as well ask your Ria. As for whether what I said is true, it doesn't matter to you." I responded coldly. I shook off Levi Jiang's hand and walked straight toward the door. My phone screen lit up, and I saw a message from Levi Jiang. "Luna, wait for me." The days after the college entrance exam always pass by quickly. Early in the morning, I received a call from Qin Ru. "Luna, I did pretty well. I'm sure I can get into Nancheng Medical University. Did you check your score last night?" "I did. But it didn't show anything." Oh my gosh. "Luna, you're just waiting for Jinghua University to come knocking on your door." Qin Ru was screaming with excitement over the phone. Even happier than I was, Day by day, time passed, and soon enough, I received the admission letter from Tsinghua University. On the day I got the admission letter, Levi Jiang came to see me. Luna, congratulations. Thank you. I'm sorry. No need. Levi Jiang looked at me with a face full of sorrow. Can we go back to how we were? No, Levi Jiang, I'm very grateful for the care you gave me before, and I'm sorry for the trouble I caused you, but since you've already made your choice, don't look back. You don't need to pay me back the remaining money. Consider it as medical expenses for Ria Chi. From now on, we don't need to stay in touch. Turning around, I felt no attachment. I've had enough suffering from my past life. Behind me came the sound of Levi Jiang's heart-wrenching sobs. Luna, I'm sorry, it's all my fault. From that day on, I never saw Levi Jiang again. During the holidays, Qin Ru and I traveled to many places together. We took many photos that belonged only to us, and we made a promise to have a best friend trip every holiday from then on. On the day before I was set to leave for Tsinghua University, Ria Chi jumped from a building and was left unrecognizable. The doctor said her leg would never recover, and she refused to accept that fact. That afternoon when I rushed to the hospital, I met Levi Jiang. Levi Jiang said that during Ria Chi's final days in the hospital, she would often mutter to herself, "In what way am I not as good as her?" Perhaps she drove herself mad after finding out I was the top scorer in the Gaokao from South City. That day was also the last time I saw Levi Jiang. He stood alone under the sunset, his figure tall and lonely. "Take care of yourself," he said. The afterglow of the sunset shone on the earth, and neither of us looked back. In the future, we each have our own paths to walk. Not long after that day, my account received its final deposit, and Levi Jiang vanished from my life. From now on, the mountains are high and the rivers long. We are strangers at the ends of the earth. May our paths never cross again.